Okay, back up on the roof. My coworker and I were just going through assembly line style, checking all these AC units, nice and cooler in the morning. And we're just gonna assembly line style run through, check them all. But I wanted to do a video in English and Spanish. Okay, I'm checking these AC units. Maybe we'll do 2 at a time. So my coworker's pulling the lid off the other one. I got the lid off of this one. Gotta pull the disconnect. And we'll discharge the capacitor. It's discharged. And my friend's got the cover off this one. I'll try to explain it in English. He'll try to explain it in Spanish. It might be a little messy, but it's fine.
It's okay for the check the capacitor.
Yeah. So first thing, we're going to pull the disconnect.
Primeramente hay que asegurarlos de desconectar, cortar corriente para los capacitores para evitar un accidente o un toque.
Yeah, so we're disconnecting the power to make this safe. So there's the fuses. Okay, now it's important to know a capacitor holds a charge in it even after the power is disconnected, so we need to discharge.
Yeah. Okay. Se desconecta, se le quita los fusibles desconectado. Ya una vez desconectado, le hacemos cortarle corriente a los capacitores, que es neutralizarlo, tocando con un desarmador, claro que tenga cubierta de plástico para evitar los toques, como les digo. Y así ya evitamos que los dé alguna descarga eléctrica, la cual contiene el capacitor.
Yeah. So we're discharging the capacitor, and it's especially critical to discharge the larger one first, then the fan motor. Okay. But capacitors hold a charge in it even after the power is disconnected, and so we're holding only the insulated portion of the screwdriver. We're bridging the leads with the metal portion.
Así es. Como les decía mi compañero, entonces hay que cortarle la corriente a ambos capacitores, tanto como el capacitor de 35, 45 o de 40, para evitar el toque eléctrico, como le digo. Ya una vez quitado esto, ya podemos trabajar con confianza, desconectarlos sin ningún problema.
Okay, so now the fastest way to check these, to test our capacitors, is to disconnect just the start wires. So on a Goodman unit, the start wire is the Herm wire, and it's usually yellow, and it's usually by itself. If you've got a hard start kit, one lead is to each side, the common and the Herm. So we're going to discharge just the start side, which is this yellow one, which is going to be stubborn. So, trying to get under there. My coworker's got a pair of pliers, that'll help. So we've got the start wire, one lead of the hard start kit, and then on the fan we're going to disconnect the start wire as well. And I usually find just getting under there with my screwdriver is about the easiest way. Okay, but now we've got this is the start wire for the fan, and as was the start wire for the compressor, the Herm. Now the common is actually shared, and a lot of times you'll see on a dual capacitor, the common is connected. The common is here, the common's here. The common is on the right side of this contactor. And these all link up together, so they're all connected, but a dual capacitor connects that internally.
Okay, primeramente hay que desconectar el cable amarillo que viene del compresor, el cual le quitamos el power al capacitor, al compresor, y luego se desconecta el cable que viene del abanico, que es el del compresor. Entonces ya una vez así ya se puede chequear la capacidad que tiene el capacitor, para chequear lo que esté a lo que tiene que dar, que es de 5 puntos, 5%. Tiene que dar esa capacidad, si no hay que cambiarlo para prevenir futuros que no sé si se va a descomponer o le está fallando, evitar venir a trabajar cuando está la temperatura, altas temperaturas, que es súper caliente aquí en Palm Springs.
Yeah, it's super hot in Palm Springs. Yeah, and this has to go through a lot of work.
It's pretty.
So now we're going to set our meter. So our meter, you can see we've got a continuity that's ohms. That's a little horseshoe shape. And we've got microfarad setting here, voltage and AC, a temperature setting, DC voltage. For air conditioning, our most common tests are going to be continuity. That's, do we have a clear line of connection between 2 points? Microfarads, it's going to be testing our capacitors. And voltage, it's going to be testing our voltage. It's much safer to disconnect power and work on units with the power disconnected. Okay, so for the microfarad test on the capacitor, we're going to test the 5 microfarad.
Ok, ahorita vamos a proceder a chequearle los capacitores, que a cuánto tiene que estar cada capacitor. Como les dije, este de 5, vamos a checar que es el del motor del abanico. Vamos a checar cuánto tiene, para si está en buen estado, así continuará, si no, cambiarlo.
Okay, so on this one, we're 1 lead to each side of the prongs, and we've got a 3.25. So our capacitor is definitely weak here. It's 5 plus or minus 5%. And so this one's the 35. Test here. And this one's a 35, and it's 34.75. So that's good. But this one is a 5, and it's plus or minus 5%. So we want it between 4.75 to 5.25 would be good. So this one's bad.
It's bad, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Weak.
Como pudieron ver en el video anterior, en el capacitor de 5 puntos, de 5%, nomás lo da el 3.558, el cual es una capacidad que no es muy recomendable, pues por lo tanto hay que cambiarlo, le queda muy poco tiempo de vida, entonces hay que cambiar ese de 5 puntos. El de 35%, ese capacitor está bueno, porque lo está dando una puntuación de 34.77, que es la capacidad que tiene que dar, es mínima. Entonces el 35% está en buenas condiciones para continuar así.
Okay,
entonces procedemos a cambiar el de 5 puntos.
Yeah, so this one was weak. Now if you're a traditional AC guy, you might not be changing this. You might be telling your customer that it's weak and you recommend replacing it and let them decide whether to replace it. This one being this weak is probably definitely going to want to replace it. But we're in building maintenance, and so we get to kind of pick a little bit within our budget of what to replace. So we're definitely going to replace this inexpensive capacitor versus replacing fan motors or stress on the wiring. By changing these, this is going to help prevent a lot of problems with the wiring, with the compressor. You know, if that fan motor quits, then the compressor is going to run without the fan motor. It's going to bring a lot of heat. It's going to stress out the wiring. It's going to stress out the unit. By changing this, we are prolonging the life of these units. As you can see, this is a dinosaur.
Yeah. Okay. Como les dijo mi compañero, este capacitor es muy barato. Bueno, es más barato que cambiarlo ahorita, que estamos previniendo que si este capacitor no trabaja su capacidad que es, después se los puede venir el problema de cambiar hasta el motor, el motor del abanico, o puede dañar al compresor que no está trabajando porque no lo está enfriando, y así evitamos un gasto mayor y un problema más para el residente de este aire acondicionado.
So these are Titan Pro capacitors. This is a 5 microfarad plus or minus 5%. You can see this is equal. Now this is a round capacitor and this is an oval capacitor. There's not any difference, and these are both 440/370. You can go up in voltage, you just don't want to go lower in voltage. This originally would have had a 370, but I like the 440 as I think they endure the heat a little bit more.
Como podemos mirar, el capacitor es la misma capacidad, 5 MFD más 5%. es el mismo, nomás lo que cambia es la forma. Este es medio ovalado y este es redondo, pero es la misma capacidad y es el mismo producto, nomás en diferente forma.
Okay, so the only difference is hanging this somehow, which we've got it kind of custom here anyway. Sometimes a strap, sometimes something to just hang it and anchor it to make it safer for the next person. So we may have to modify this a little bit, which is okay. But that's going to work out good. It's my fault. I actually ordered the wrong capacitors. I ordered the round ones instead of the oval ones by accident. But it's just a profile change. It doesn't change anything internally, so we'll work out good, but you know.
Muchos podemos mirar que dice, podemos tener la duda de que dice, oh, este es redondo y este es ovalado. A lo mejor es diferente. No tiene que ver nada, nomás lo único que cambia es la diferencia. Esta vez nos lo mandaron por error redondos, pero es la misma capacidad, es el mismo producto.
Okay, one thing I forgot to check, or one more thing to check, is the hard start kit. These Supco hard start kits should be between 45 and 50, and we'll just check one lead that we took off on the start side. Sometimes I'll just kind of poke it in there or just get it connected, and then the common. And I accidentally pushed the hold button. That'll mess you up, so watch for that. Undid the hold button, and now here's a test for our hard start kit. 44.5, tiny bit weak. It's not real bad. 44.5. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as that's close enough for me. But again, that's something that, you know, it's a judgment call there on do you want to change it or whatnot. I only have one more hard start kit left, so I'm gonna go ahead and live with the 44.5. Okay, so we're going to reconnect our start wire and I'm trying to position these somewhere where next time we go to test this, it's going to be easy to take off those start wires so we can test it again in the future fairly easy. The other important thing is to make sure our connections are tight. You see how this one is kind of loose? There we go. Now it's nice and tight.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing is for testing it, I'm going to take off this cover and we'll want to put this back. This is just a dust cover to keep dust out of the contactor.
Ok, ya una vez puesto cambiado el capacitor de 5 y chequeado que el compresor de 35 está en buen estado, procedemos a dar un test, o sea, a chequear que todo funcione bien. Para eso hay que quitarle bueno, muchos tienen la tapita en el contactor, muchos tienen la tapita de protección, muchos no los tienen, pero son igual. Vamos a proceder a chequearlo.
Okay, so now we're going to plug our fuses back in, and then we're going to verify everything turns on. We could use a continuity test and test our fuses, but we don't have to, as we're just going to make sure it works. If it works, we know our fuses are good and everything's good there. So we'll go ahead and plug it back in. Yeah. And the longer spade side goes on the left side. Sometimes it's a little tricky with these disconnects for sure. And covers, they can be really kind of stubborn. This one is like crazy. Very stubborn. Let's see. Maybe we're gonna have to pull that screw out of this deal. I don't know. I'll try one more time. Oh gosh! It knows the camera's.
Yes.
That's how it is. You know, these are the things you'll run into out there. It's part of it. So this disconnect.
Son problemitas que salen, imprevistos que salen.
Yeah, it has a cover that protects the the wiring so it's not exposed to keep dust and spiders from getting in there, which they seem to figure out a way to get past it. But here we go, just plugging it in.
Easy, easy
Yeah,
connector.
we're plugged in, and now we can straighten it out and nice.
Un poquito ahí medio arreglado.
Yeah, a little straighter.
Okay. Vamos a hacer protección.
Yeah, a little
Perfecto.
protection. Nice. Now I'll just make it better for the next people. Whoever comes along next to check this unit, and then have a little easier time than what we had.
Okay.
At least in theory. You know,
In theory,
we
yeah.
try. We do what we can, you know. We'll make it a little better each step. All right. So now we're going to push in the contactor and manually start it. Here we go. And make sure our fan motor has been in the correct direction. Did. And then we're running. We're nice and cold, just as a rule of thumb. And we're good to go. Okay. So now very carefully, we have power coming in on the bottom, and we have power even at the top now that the capacitor is recharged. I'm just going to carefully just reset this, so not touching anything or not touching anything metal.
Con mucho cuidado al volver a poner la tapita, ya que ya tiene power ahí. No hay que tocar ningún metal para más protección, seguridad de uno mismo.
So now we know our unit's good. It's going to give us a much better summer.
Ya si tú quieres protegerte mejor y quieres desconectarlo, quitarle los fusibles para volver a poner la tapita, ya es cada quien a su disposición. Gracias.
Okay, so this unit we have a fan on top because the unit was bouncing around, and so that just keeps it a lot quieter.
Como miran aquí, este motor lo tenemos aquí arriba del abanico, ya que la tapadera produce un ruido cuando prende, porque están un poco flojos los tornillos que ya están abollados. Entonces se le pone alguna roca. En este caso le pusimos este motor que ya no sirve para que no produzca tanto ruido.
You there? Wait for me. I dare not stop, for the avenger of blood is behind me. Praise God. How long did he stay in the city of destruction before he followed after me till I could stay no longer? What sorts of things did you meet with on your journey? Well, I met a woman named Walton who tried to seduce me with her lies. But I remember that I was once told that steps lead down to hell. So I shut my eyes to pass her by. She called me names and ridiculed me, but I escaped with my life. You did well, my friend, to escape her clutches, but there is no contentment in that lifestyle. So make yourself to God and resist the devil, and the devil will flee. After that I met a man named Adam who told me I should dwell in his land. I asked him what sort of house he kept. He told me at his table all the best was served, and that if I wanted I could even marry his 3 daughters. Lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. At first I was inclined to go with him, but then I changed my mind. For I perceived that he would make me his slave, so I got me up to leave. He told me he would send a man to kill me, and so I left that place in a hurry. I made it out the door and halfway up the hill of difficulty, I was overtaken by a man. He hit me to the ground and proceeded to whip me. Sir, have I done something wrong? He said this beating is because of your secret liking for Adam. I cried, have mercy and spare my life. I think that this man, he would have killed me if not the one who interceded on my behalf. He told him to stop. Who was this man that told him to stop? I didn't know who it was at first, but then I saw the holes in his hands. The man who beat you was none other than Moses. He shows no mercy to those who transgress the law, but praise to God through Jesus our Savior, who brought salvation